hell?
Yeah.
Not for radio.
Did you already have that sample on there? Touch that?
Sure, it's not in the budget.
Ooh.
That's just one of those things they didn't ask. Hey, what did you think of them after they bought them? I think they're crap. You gotta take her out.
So sticky. Yeah, we could probably focus over. I'll just be on the far side of this table so you don't have to worry about the table. That side of the table too much. So this is sticky because of this. Right? I think it's because of that, right? Or is it because of this? No, that's up and down. So, is that still going to be sticky? All right.
It's a little loose.
All right, so
This is up and down.
you may want to zero in on what the temperature is in here. Okay. Actually, can I just notice that we got the thing right there? What was my question that I was just going to ask you? I don't know. I'm just going to go grab a pen and paper. Is it too light in here? Bright in here? Does it need to be? Is it good? Lighting's
Fine.
okay?
Yep.
We are not running BEV's audio into the camera.
We can be.
Is that on Jeff's end?
I'm missing one.
Is that on our end? I forgot to change from line to mic. No, should be on line, right?
Oh, is it just,
Might be Jeff has to maybe
just has to,
tweak something.
okay.
You got her? Okay. You see the levels now?
No. Oh, we gotta have this on for one.
Mattress and Power Base. Save up to $400 on select mattresses and power base combinations. Then you can experience fewer pressure points, increase circulation, and help reduce acid reflux. Stop, shop, and save at Verlo Mattress of Beaver Dam, Fond du Lac, and Portage. Let one of my comfort specialists help you choose a Verlo night's sleep. Mattress shopping made easy. Mattresses made better. Verlo made just for you.
The core values of Columbus Community Hospital: effective communication, a positive, honest attitude, respect, empathy, and compassion for others. Columbus Community Hospital, building a caring relationship one patient at a time. One more reason to choose Columbus Community Hospital. To learn more, visit columbuscommunityhospital.org.
Jockeys and juleps, hats and bow ties. Celebrate the fastest 2 minutes in sports at the Beaver Dam Community Hospital Foundation's Derby Day event. It's a festive Kentucky Derby themed evening with proceeds to benefit the BDCH hospice program and provide a designated space for hospice patients. Derby Day at Old Hickory Golf Club is Saturday, May 4th, starting at 4 p.m. Reserve your seat today. Visit bdch.com or call 887-4851. That's 887-4851.
American Legion Post 146 will hold their annual chicken dinner at the Beaver Dam Veterans Center from 11 until 2 on Sunday, April 28th. Advanced tickets are $10 or $12 at the door. $5 for children 6 through 12, and kids 5 and under eat for free. Enjoy fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, corn, coleslaw, and a dinner roll. All proceeds will be given to Noel's Angel Walk, part of the 2019 WBEV WXRO Children's Radiothon. Get your tickets today at ReachX Food Pride.
Listen to WBEV online anytime at dailydodge.com. Brought to you by Beaver Dam Piggly Wiggly.
Here's a look at your weatherology forecast. In the mid-70s this afternoon with areas of showers and storms. Tonight, cloudy, chance of showers and storms, low near 44. Cloudy on Tuesday, chance of seeing some rain, high of 57. Tuesday night, mainly clear, low near 36. High of 66 on Wednesday, lots of sunshine. Wednesday night, clear to partly cloudy, low near 47. Meteorologist Laura Lockwood on your hometown station, AM 1430 WBEV. Right now, 70.
The Heffron Family Foundation, American Bank, and WBEV WXRO are looking for great kids who could become our Kid of the Month. If you're a parent, teacher, coach, or any adult who knows a great kid from 4 to 14 years old, you can nominate them to win a $100 savings account at American Bank, a free t-shirt, $10 gift cards to Walmart, Amazon, and St. Vincent de Paul, and a $15 certificate to Blue Boy. We're looking for kids who exhibit kindness, respect for others, work hard at their studies, respect others, and have any other great character qualities. Enter your nomination on our website, dailydodge.com. Click on the contest page and tell us why the youngster you know should be Kid of the Month. We encourage you to include a picture, but it's not required. You can also send your nomination to WBEV WXRO, 100 Bill McCullum Way, Beaver Dam. Winners will be selected each month, announced on the air and listed on dailydodge.com. Non-winning entries will be kept on file and will be eligible to win in the following months through March 31st, 2020. Enter the great kid you know today.
One of the all-time great musicals returns to BDACT Fine Arts Center.
Something for everybody comedy tonight.
Last presented by the theater in 1988, this rousing production will bring down the Coliseum walls with great comedy and timeless music written by Stephen Sondheim. Come join Roman slave Pseudolus as he searches for freedom and finds a perfect way to get it. Or is it? And what's a musical without a love story? With Hero and Philia, who are matched together by our scheming slave. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum has entertained countless audiences for many years. Tickets for this Tony-winning musical masterpiece are available online at bdact.org or can be purchased at Rechex Food Pride. Show dates are April 24th through May 5th. Get details at bdact.org. Make it a comedy tonight with Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Get your tickets today.
Didn't get tickets to One Night Stand with John Moser and Bill McCullum? Here's your second chance. We're giving away one pair of tickets to see One Night Stand May 23rd at Beaver Dam Area Community Theater to one lucky fan. Just log on to dailydodge.com before Friday, May 3rd. Go to the contest page and fill out the form on the One Night Stand giveaway page. One Night Stand with Bill and John is presented by Water Technologies Incorporated, Newman Pools, The Shores of Fox Lake, Countryside GM Auto Group, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Hire Insurance, and American Bank. Don't miss your chance to win tickets to this one-of-a-kind, sold-out show. To enter, go to dailydodge.com, go to the contest page, and click on One Night Stand Giveaway. One Night Stand with John Moser and Bill McCullum, Thursday, May 23rd at Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. One night, two legends. Be a part of history.
1240 from AM 1430 WBEV, streaming online at dailydodge.com. It is time now for today's community comment. Here's your host, Craig Warmbold.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon. Welcome to Community Comment video streaming today at dailydodge.com, and it might be something of an interesting video stream. I would welcome you, those of us in our radio listening audience, if you have an internet connection, to check out dailydodge.com and go to the video stream because, well, this is, I would say, the first time in our new Daily Dodge studios that we've had not only human guests, but also some of our fine furry and feathered guests, I believe, today on the program. It is Earth Day today, and we like to celebrate. We have a standing Earth Day calendar with the executive director over at the Marsh Haven Nature Center, Renee Wallin. And today is no different. We welcome Renee into the new Daily Dodge studio. Thanks for joining us today, Renee.
Thank you so much.
And who do you have here with you today?
I have Poppy. She is a non-releasable Virginia opossum.
She's a non-releasable Virginia opossum. What does that mean?
That means that, well, her species is an opossum, which are pretty common around here. And non-releasable means that she has an injury, so we can't let her back in the wild again. She would not survive. So she has become one of our animal ambassadors at Marsh Haven Nature Center.
All right. Now, she is, does she bite?
Well, I get that question on all of our animals. That's probably the most common question is, do they bite? And I always say, anything with teeth could bite, right? You could bite, Craig, so.
I have no plans on biting anybody today, though.
I appreciate that.
Let alone the possum. Now, is it a possum or an opossum?
It is an opossum.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, there are animals that are possums, but they do not live in our country. They're more of a South American kind of thing. And they look similar, but they are quite a bit different. So our North American opossum is with an O. So we say she's Poppy the opossum, or Oh Poppy the opossum on St. Patrick's Day.
Of course. The Poppy the opossum. Now, what do we know what happened to her? Was she?
Well, she was found this winter. She was starving. She had frostbite, and she has a leg injury that means that she can't go back in the wild again because she just can't get around enough to survive. Because opossums really travel a lot every night as they're looking for food. They can cover up to a mile as they're trying to find something to eat. So.
Wow. So that you say she is one of the animal ambassadors over at the Marsh Haven Nature Center. What is the Marsh Haven Nature Center, and why, pray tell, do you have animal ambassadors?
So Marsh Haven Nature Center is a nonprofit nature center located on the north end of the Horican Marsh. We're just outside of Waupun. And so we have 46 acres out there. And we have the animal ambassadors because it is so important, because a lot of our animals are misunderstood, especially opossums. They're actually pretty awesome. And so we travel around, or people come to us, and they do attend animal ambassador programs to learn more about them. And I mean, I think after today, hopefully your opinion of an opossum will change. I mean, look at this face.
It is pretty cute. I don't see a lot of domesticated opossums, or possums for that matter. Is it a common practice to have a pet opossum?
No, it is not. We always say that wild animals really don't make good pets because they really do belong in the wild. But because of her inability to survive in the wild, we do try to use that to teach other people, because I hear a lot of stories about people think, ooh, opossums are so blah. And actually they're very beneficial. They are wonderful tick eaters. So one opossum will eat up to 5,000 ticks in 1 year.
Wow.
So if people are worried about Lyme's disease and all kinds of things, and you know, ooh, who wants ticks on you anyways?
Sure.
So thank an opossum for getting rid of a lot of ticks out there. And sometimes people think that because they drool a lot and they often will show their teeth and that they have rabies or something scary, and they really don't. They are pretty amazing. They are North America's only marsupial. So she has a pouch, just like a kangaroo.
Really?
And that's where her babies grow up.
Inside her pouch?
Yes.
Are possum the same way?
They, I believe, are also marsupial too, yes.
Are they close cousins
They
of
are,
each other?
yeah, I'd say within cousins, yes.
How do we get an O in front of, do we know that? Well, that's a question maybe for
That's
historical,
a Google question.
They are scary because they got, don't they have like funky looking jagged teeth and stuff
They do.
like that?
They have the most teeth of any mammal.
Oh.
They have 50 to 52, depending on the particular opossum. So yes, they do have a lot of teeth. But the reason they do that is to kind of scare you away, which usually works, because they don't run very fast. They don't see very good. The best thing about them is their nose. That's their best sense. So their nose is always sniffing, looking for food. And so their only way to protect themselves really is to kind of, look scary and then hope you'll go away.
Have you had an opossum at the Marsh Haven Nature Center in the past? Is this your first opossum?
This is one of our few. They don't live very long, unfortunately. So they only live about 3 years. And so that's the sad thing, is they're so cute, and but they just don't have a very long lifespan.
Do we know how old what's the name again?
Poppy.
Poppy.
Yes.
How could I forget that?
No, we don't know how old she is. She came in as an adult, and so we're not sure.
Okay, all right. And what does she eat?
She eats, well, in captivity, their diet, they have a very different physiology than most animals. So in captivity, she has a very special diet of a nice mix of vegetables, a little bit of fruit. They need a lot of calcium, but a nice balance of it. So get some cat food and some yogurt and baby food, and do a nice big possum mash up for her.
They eat better than me, sounds like. So Poppy the possum, and this is something that folks that go to the Marsh Haven Nature Center, they would be able to see Poppy?
Yes, she is out in the gift shop area. That's where her enclosure is. And we also do the Awesome Opossum program. We have a couple scheduled for the library.
Because you've got Poppy?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, you had to do a little bit of research when you got Poppy? Were you
Yes, yes.
opossum expert before this all started?
No.
You've become an expert at a lot of things.
Well,
I have a feeling
well,
over.
I try.
What other animal ambassador? And we're going to meet another animal ambassador in the program. Again, if you're just joining us on AM 1430 WBEV, or you're audio streaming us on dailydodge.com, go over to the video tab and you can watch today's program, and you can see Poppy in person or in opossum, whatever you want to call that. What other animal ambassadors do you have over at the Marsh Haven Nature Center?
Well, we have turtles and tortoises and snakes, so we have our reptiles covered pretty well. In our kids' room, we have a big bunny, a 10-pound bunny, lop-eared bunny, and some retired magic doves, and probably the most popular or most interesting of our animal ambassadors are the raptors, the wild birds of prey. So we have hawks, a falcon, and several different types of owls.
Several different types of owls, some
Yes.
of which came from noted raptor rescuer Barb Harvey, who's no longer with us.
That's right, yes.
And she had done a wonderful job with education in the community, not just rehabilitation, but also educating folks young and old as to the situation. That's something you've carried on.
Well, when we were asked to take on the 4 birds that she still had at her facility, it was an honor to be asked to do that, and it was something that I was very pleased to be able to carry that education work on, because that was so important to Barbara.
And in case people missed it and haven't seen a past program, you just kind of glossed over your magical doves. Could you maybe give us the nickel rundown of what your magical doves are all about, Renee?
Yeah, so I went to a magic show at Wisconsin Dells at the Rick Wilcox Magic Theater, and they had a little meet and greet afterwards with the magician. And of course, I would be the one to ask, where do you get your doves and what do you do with them when they retire? And so I went home that night with 3 retired magic doves that
night
he was trying to find a home for. And since then, about once a year, I get a call from Rick saying, you got room for more doves? And so as they retire out of the program or decide they don't work out well, they come and live with us.
Okay. How many do you have right now?
I don't know.
Okay, a few.
A few, yes.
So apparently doves lose their magic after a short amount of time, or just don't
They
feel
do,
like waving the wand anymore, as it were.
And some just weren't made to be magic doves.
I guess that's how. Do you often go places and come back with animals?
Probably more than I should. So.
Well, again, it is Earth Day. It is today, right? Earth
It
Day
is,
today,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken,
April
on the calendar.
22nd.
What do you think? What do you want our listeners to think of when the Earth Day calendar rolls around to the 22nd of April?
Well, it's one of those things where I think it is so important to just think about little things. Because sometimes if you think of, the big, plastic thing floating in the ocean and how can we make that go away, or you think of these big environmental issues, it feels overwhelming, and then you kind of give up. But just little things. So maybe today is the start of, I'm going to take my canvas bags to the store when I go shopping, or I'm going to use my reusable cup when I go get some coffee. And all those little things, if everybody does a little thing, it really adds up to something big. So, and Earth Day should be every day.
Yeah, not just on
not just
Monday
today.
in April, but 364 other days of the year.
That's right, yes.
Or 365 if it's a leap year. The Marsh Haven Nature Center has a number of programs that are coming up, many of which are in observance of Earth Day. Let's start, well, first of all, if folks want to help out today, there's something that they could do.
So today is a day just to, again, make that pledge that we're going to do something different. We're going to make a change. Put a few items on the calendar of what we can do is come to the Earth Day cleanup in Beaver Dam on Saturday, and we will have some of our reptiles for Creepy Crawly Cool, and just pitching in and working with other people to make a difference. And then on...
Don't you have a fundraiser tonight?
Oh, thanks, Craig. I was like, what is today? I should look at my notes.
At Pizza Ranch, if I'm not mistaken, Renee.
There is. Thank you so much for keeping me on task. So Yeah, there is an important thing they could do today. They could go to the Pizza Ranch in Waupun from 4:30 to 8 o'clock. We are there, so we picked Earth Day to do that because we're going to have some Earth Day crafts for the kids, and we'll have an information table, and we will have our volunteers working there, working the restaurant, and then every little bit that people can come in and drop off a donation or buy a pizza, then we'll get a proceed of that sales. So.
Excellent. Very good. That's at the Pizza Ranch in Waupun tonight. You said 4 to 8:30?
4:30 to 8.
4:30 to 8.
Yes.
Over in Waupun. Get some pizza, chicken, and all the other fixings
great
that
salad
they've got
bar.
there.
And
Salad bar
mm-hmm,
as well
good
over
stuff.
at the Pizza Ranch. 920-885-4446 is the phone number if you've got a question for Renee from the Marsh Haven Nature Center. In fact, we're going to go to the phones and say good afternoon. Welcome to Community Comment.
Good afternoon. Hey, Renee. Fascinating about the opossums. I learned so much. Most of the time you just see them on the side of the road sleeping. Questions I have. In the past few years, I've noticed a huge decline in the amount of snapping turtles I see in, like the Beaver Dam River or even ponds. Is there anything you know about that? And then the other question I have is, especially in springtime, raccoons. When, like, the mother gets hit by a car in the road, it seems like the babies end up dead on the side of the road, too. What advice do you have to listeners? I mean, if you see, like, some babies on the side of the road, just leave them be, or should you try to do something or call somebody? I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you so much for your advice and all the stuff you do for the community.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank you so much. Great questions. So I'm going to talk about the raccoon question first, and please remind me about the snapping turtle because obviously I don't have a very good memory. And I wanted to bring that up too, even with opossums, is yes, you'll see a lot of them get hit and they're laying dead usually on the side of the road. Raccoon babies, you could, if you have a box in the back of your car, you could stop and load those babies up in a box and have a nice blanket in there to wrap them up in, and either call Marsh Haven or stop in sometime and grab. We have a whole list of rehabbers within this area and what they rehab, because some are very specific. If they just rehab birds of prey, some won't take any animals that don't have their eyes open yet, that are too small, but others will. And so we can give you a little guidance. So if you say, I found these raccoons and they're in the back of my vehicle, where can I take them? We will give you some phone numbers and some guidance as to where to get them to. If you find an opossum that is been hit on the side of the road, especially this time of year, if it is a female, her babies might still be alive in the pouch. So if I see a dead opossum, I'll pull over and I'll check. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? If it's a girl, I will check the pouch and see, because those babies, if they can get to a rehabber and they're not too tiny yet, they can be nursed back to health and then fed until they're old enough to be released. So.
Wow. And you do that without gloves or protective handwear in any
well,
way, shape, or form?
if mama's dead already, there's the babies are teeny tiny, so they're not gonna.
Do opossums play possum?
They can, but usually if they're laying on the side of the road, they're not going to be playing possum there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do they play possum? Is that that's a defense mechanism?
It is. So you might, if you're in your backyard and all of a sudden you see one in your garbage can and you go over there and you're like, hey, get out of my garbage, the possum might just go, Well, then it's playing possum.
Yeah, okay.
But if you see it on the side of the road, it's probably gone.
Does Poppy the opossum play possum?
I have never seen her do that.
Okay. So is she just incredibly comfortable around you, or is that
apparently
maybe not
apparently? So
right.
yeah, it is more of a startle reflex, and so definitely help the critters as much as you can, because there's so much out there that they are having a hard time with. So
the
snapping turtles.
Snapping turtle question: has there been any type of impact that you know of in their numbers?
I have not heard of any studies being done, but it's something where if people will observe, and probably the locals are going to be the ones to notice something first. But just the fact that the snapping turtle population is very stable, they're common snapping turtles. That's what their name is, and so they are very common. And I've not heard of any decline. But it's interesting, and what I think about when I hear that question is the fact that snapping turtles are going to be, they're like bottom feeders. So they eat things that eat things that eat things. So they have such a huge toxic load in their bodies because they're eating things that ate some chemicals, then that goes into something else, and that goes. So once it gets to the snapping turtle, it's eating some really nasty stuff. So if there is a decline, that's not necessarily a good thing, because that's saying that the chemical load in that area is probably so high that it's affecting that population. But that's just the theory.
And the chemical load in theory, just to hypothetically play that out, might come from where, for example?
Just pesticide use and things that are getting into the lakes that affect the food that the snapping turtles eat.
Okay. It's not just a matter of less procreation or more capturing of...
I have not heard of any studies that has been taking place, and this is just my theory.
That's a typical bottom feeder type of situation that happens. Snapping turtle, not the only one that would be immune to that. Would be exposed to that, I would say.
Sure.
Excellent questions. I think we're going to have to start putting that gentleman on the payroll here. He asks better questions than I do. I don't know what we would do if he doesn't call in. The 920-885-4446 is the phone number, by the way. If you would have a question or a comment for Renee Wallin, the Executive Director of Marsh Haven Nature Center here on Community Comment today. Again, we're streaming, video streaming at dailydodge.com. You can see Poppy live and in color and high definition, kind of curling up, sleeping very, very patiently here on WXRO. Fundraiser tonight at Pizza Ranch in Waupun. Before we take a break, you teased something about a program at the Watermark this Thursday. Maybe you could elaborate on it a little bit.
Yes, so I will be doing a program on wildlife at Marsh Haven at the Watermark, 1 o'clock on Thursday, the 25th. And I believe it's open to the public. And I will be bringing one of our animal ambassadors just to show folks, and also putting a plea out there for, I'm going to talk about what a fun place Marsh Haven is and see if anybody wants to do some volunteering for us.
You're looking for some volunteers out there?
Of course, we're always looking for volunteers.
Okay, what type of things do volunteers do out at Marsh Haven?
One of our main needs is help in the gift shop, so greeting people as they come in, and we get people from all over the world that stop in, so it's really it's a fun job, or it's a fun volunteer opportunity. Okay. And so we could use help with gift shop greeters, help with animal care team, helping to feed the critters, and always need outside trail maintenance and even office type things.
So if you're in the gift shop, does that mean you would not get to see the animal ambassadors, or would you get to see the animal ambassadors as a member of the gift shop?
Well, there are, we do have some of our animal ambassadors in the gift shop, so Mac the Dove will talk to you all day long.
All right.
And Poppy is there, and then a couple of our snakes, but they're in their tank, so if you don't like snakes, it's okay. They won't come out. So.
Now, you did not bring any snakes with you tonight, or today on the program, I should say, but you do have some other feathered or furry, or I'm not really sure what kind of guests. Our listeners will have to stay tuned after the break and find out who our other friendly guests are today. We've got Poppy the opossum here with Renee Wallin with the Marsh Haven Nature Center. They've got a fundraiser tonight at the Pizza Ranch in Waupun. Crafts, information table volunteers will be staffing the event, and the profit does go to benefit the Marsh Haven Nature Center here on Earth Day. That program at the Watermark is on Thursday. We're going to talk a little bit about a program that's coming up at the U.S. Wildlife Refuge, or Horicon Refuge, I should say, and also an event that's going on Saturday. Then on Sunday, you guys are observing Earth Day with your own celebration. We'll get all the details about that when we return here with Renee Wallin and Poppy the opossum on Community Comment, streaming at dailydodge.com in audio and video today.
Jockeys and juleps, hats and bow ties. Celebrate the fastest 2 minutes in sports at the Beaver Dam Community Hospital Foundation's Derby Day event. It's a festive Kentucky Derby themed evening with proceeds to benefit the BDCH hospice program and provide a designated space for hospice patients. Derby Day at Old Hickory Golf Club is Saturday, May 4th, starting at 4 p.m. Reserve your seat today. Visit bdch.com or call 887-4851. That's 887-4851.
American Legion Post 146 will hold their annual chicken dinner at the Beaver Dam Veterans Center from 11 until 2 on Sunday, April 28th. Advance tickets are $10 or $12 at the door. $5 for children 6 through 12, and kids 5 and under eat for free. Enjoy fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, corn, coleslaw, and a dinner roll. All proceeds will be given to Noel's Angel Walk, part of the 2019 WBEV WXRO Children's Radiothon. Get your tickets today at ReachX Food Pride.
From casting for fish to cruising the lake, Fleet Farm has what you need for a day out on the water. Whether it's keep your boat running like new season, not sharing your fishing spot with anyone season, teach the kids to water ski season. Fish doesn't get any fresher than this season. And of course, the best days are spent on the boat season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it, because we have it all. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Why do patients choose Columbus Community Hospital's Prairie Ridge Center for Orthopedic Excellence for joint replacement surgery? Improved quality of life. 96% of Prairie Ridge joint replacement patients report mild to no pain when walking. The national average is 89%. 88% of Prairie Ridge joint replacement patients go directly home. The national average is 66%. Columbus Community Hospital and Prairie Ridge Health Clinic offers a 5-star, top-performing, high-quality program that will help you reclaim your life.
Now also serving in Marshall.
When the really hot weather arrives, you'll want your home crisp and cool. Did your air conditioner seem like it was struggling last year? You just weren't as comfortable as you should be? Well, you may not need a new air conditioner. It's possible that you can keep cool this summer with a thorough maintenance checkup. Call Air Care in Beaver Dam. The first thing they'll do is see if what you have can be fixed. Maybe some balancing or zoning. Spot cooling is a possibility, or it could be as simple as replenishing the refrigerant. If you have a home comfort problem, give Air Care a call. Have them come out to your home. Let their experts make sure you're getting maximum capacity out of your air conditioner. Air Care in Beaver Dam will come with a toolbox full of solutions and problem-solving experience. They're the home comfort experts that are big enough to serve you and small enough to care. Go to aircareinc.com or give them a call at 920-356-8860. That's 920-356-8860 or aircareinc.com.
Prairie Ridge Assisted Living has 3 amazing locations in our area: Beaver Dam, Waupun, and now a brand new center in Mayville. When it comes to assisted living, Prairie Ridge knows the importance of finding the right place that feels like home. And that's why they offer spacious apartment-like rooms that are small pet friendly. With in-room rehab services from physical to speech therapy, they are able to cater to many needs. They also have an on-site hair salon, theater, activities room, full kitchen service, and on-site chapel. Prairie Ridge offers 24/7 care, complete with visiting physicians. Your physical and mental well-being is their top priority. Stop by and visit one of their 3 locations today, or go online to schedule a private tour at prairieridgeassisted.com. Prairie Ridge Assisted Living, where home is first and assisted living is second. And take advantage of their spring special. Save $1,000 off first month's rent if moved in by May 1st.
Jones Auction Services annual spring events are just around the corner. Saturday, April 27th and Sunday, April 28th are the dates, and Badgerland Park in Watertown is the location. The annual tractor pull will start Saturday at 10 a.m. and the tractor consignment sale will be held at 1 p.m. This event benefits your choice to live for addiction prevention. Sunday's annual spring lawn and garden sale at 10 a.m. offering semi-loads of patio furniture and nursery stock, ATVs, high-end lawnmowers, tools, and much more. Get all the details at jonesauctionservice.com. That's jonesauctionservice.com.
This fan update is brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Hit the jackpot with another exciting Brewers promotion. Enter the Century Foods Ultimate Baseball Fan Experience Sweepstakes for your chance to win awesome Brewers prizes. Look for the official entry form in the Century Foods weekly ad and make sure to register by Wednesday, May 22nd for your chance to win. Stay tuned for other odds-on favorites. Brewers Baseball presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
The brand new 2018s are almost all gone at Countryside Auto Group in Beaver Dam. In fact, they only have a half dozen new 2018s left. That means Countryside is pulling out all the stops to clear them out. Countryside has just knocked an amazing $12,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2018 Chevy Silverado half-ton crew cab 4x4 Z71. Hurry, only two to choose from. $12,500 off the two remaining 2018 Chevy Silverado half-ton crew cab 4x4s. During April, Countryside is donating a portion of the profits to the Dodge County Sheriff's Department. Make tracks to Countryside Auto Group, exit 135 off 151 north of Beaver Dam, where savings comes standard. Chevy, find new roads.
With every late night kick, you've been there. No one knows your baby like you do. And no one knows how to care for you and your baby like the labor and delivery nurses at BDCH. With prenatal classes, state-of-the-art birthing suites, certified lactation support, and more, we're here to comfort you every step of the way. It's why new moms consistently rate BDCH highly for care and service. So when you're ready to meet your bundle of joy, meet the wonderful team at BDCH. To learn more, visit bdch.com/obstetrics.
108 from AM 1430 WBEV Beaver Dam. Time for new windshield wipers. Pull into the quick lane service at Countryside Ford in Columbus. No appointment necessary. Countryside Ford, 330 Transit Road in Columbus. It is time once again for today's community comment. Here again is your host, Craig Warmbold.
Well, thank you very much. And our guest is Renee Wallin. She is the executive director at the Marsh Haven Nature Center, and she has got a fine feathered friend with her today on Community Comment, which is video streaming at dailydodge.com. If you're joining us on AM 1430 WBEV, or even listening to the audio stream at dailydodge.com, we invite you to go over to the video tab so you could meet our next special guest. Renee, who have you got here?
I have Indy. Indy is the eastern screech owl.
And how did we come to be friends with Indy?
So Indy was came from Indiana. That's why he's called Indy. Indy with an I. And so he was hit by a car, and he was at a rehab center down there. He is blind in one eye, totally blind, and he broke his one foot. And so now that it has healed, he was not able to grasp with it. Oh. So he can't catch his food, and he can't see very well to see his food. And so he is now in permanent captivity
How long
because
have
of
you had
those
him?
injuries. So I drove down to Indiana to pick him up last May.
Oh.
So almost a year now.
So he's one of the newer additions.
He is, yes.
How's he getting along with the other birds?
Well, they all have their own separate enclosures, so it's not like they have to get along. But he seems to have settled in quite well.
Do we know how old he is?
No. Again, he was an adult when he came in, so we're not sure how old he is.
So Indiana officials are calling over to Wisconsin to take care of birds of prey?
Well, there is a group that they do, the rehabbers around the country do post birds or animals that are looking for placement, because the only other option if they cannot be placed is to be euthanized.
Oh.
And when you have a beautiful owl like this that really has a good personality and is very calm and a great representation of their species, we'd like to be able to utilize them and have them go out and show other people how wonderful these little screech owls are.
Now, will Indy be one of the animals that folks can see this weekend when the Marsh Haven Nature Center observes their Earth Day celebration?
That's what I'm planning. I never guarantee a bird when I am planning to do a program, but I am hoping Indy is agreeable to be part of our program on Sunday, and this would be his first official bird program.
Oh, it would be.
He's made a few public appearances, and but this would be his first time as part of the program. So
again, you could see Indy on the video stream at dailydodge.com as part of today's community comment program, and perhaps this Sunday when the Marsh Haven Nature Center has their program. What types of things are we going to see at the program?
Well, we have a Creepy Crawly Cool one at 11 o'clock, and that'll be our reptiles, our snapping. So if you want to see some snapping turtles, we'll have our snapping turtles, our painted turtles, and some of our snakes out. And then the Wild Birds of Prey will be at 1 o'clock. And so again, hoping to have Indy there, and probably another owl, and one of our hawks, and a falcon. And so that'll be at 1 in the Respect Our Earth Theater. And then throughout the day, we will have some crafts for the kids, some recycled crafts to make, and do some milkweed seed balls that they can get some more milkweed out there in the prairies for our monarchs.
That's important because the monarchs need those
They do.
milkweed
Yes.
to survive, essentially.
That's for sure. So, so you can go home with some milkweed seeds and get those started, hopefully in your backyard or someplace you know. And then we're going to be doing an Earth Day scavenger hunt. So sending people out to find things, but then they're going to learn some of those little things I was talking about, you know, of do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that'll make a difference. So
tell us a little bit about the Birds of Prey exhibit that you do. Now, again, we were talking about Barb Harvey earlier in the program, and all the wonderful things that she's done to educate and rehabilitate in the area before her unfortunate passing. Is this, you inherited a lot of Barb's birds. Have you also inherited her, I guess, her curriculum for the Birds of Prey exhibits? Is this something that models what she may have done in the past?
I hope so. Before I did my first program, which would have been in the fall, during our Living History weekend, I was very, very nervous. It was like, okay, the first time the birds and I will be in public together. I had spent probably 8 months working with them and getting to know them and getting them to know me. And but when it came time to do the program, I was a little concerned because I had a big shoes to fill, and he sees you.
He does. I was wondering when he would notice me.
And so I was pretty nervous about, because I knew some of Barbara's friends would be there, and so that was something that I wanted to do the best for Barbara.
Right.
So I watched her DVDs just to kind of, you know, how she did things, and I had sat in on a lot of her programs too, and while I didn't want to be her, I wanted to have my own style of things. I wanted to say some of the things she said because she felt them very strongly and they are very important, and so I try to carry on that message, but with my own take on things too. So
okay, that's good. That's great. And kids are someone that's still important to you, like it was for Barb, to be able to target with those messages, I imagine.
Well, definitely, because they are our future, and they will be making the decisions about birds like this in the future, on wildlife and wild lands. And I am concerned, just as Barbara was, of if they don't care for these things, you know, what decisions will they make in the future?
So this little guy came from Indiana. How often does a bird of prey find themselves in a position where they may need to be rehabilitated, and how many partners do you have across the country that might step in and do something like this? When I just assumed this was something that, you know, Barb covered southern Wisconsin or something like that, and I think I learned pretty quickly in getting to know her that wasn't the case, but I don't know if I realized that you were getting birds from Indiana and all over the place. How much help is there out there for raptors that may be in a predicament?
Well, there's a lot of great rehab facilities and backyard rehabbers, kind of like Barbara was, or private rehabbers. Okay. There's a lot, but unfortunately there's not enough to meet the need. Especially in springtime, there's so many abandoned babies or orphan babies of many different species, and there's not enough people, especially to get them to the rehab center, because down at the centers they're so busy with all the intakes of different things coming in, and they don't have enough help to go out and do a lot of rescues. So,
look at me again. Isn't he? Do we know how? Did I ask you how old we think he is?
We don't know.
You don't. You have no idea. What is their lifespan?
12, 15 years.
12 to 15 years or
so. Yes. Yep.
And how many owls do you have at Marsh Haven?
We have 2 barred owls, the little screech owl here, a great horned owl, and I think that's what we have for owls. Yes.
Do you talk to the owls,
Well,
Renee?
of course.
Do you talk in your language or their language?
I try to do a little both.
Okay, kind of like a Spanglish, but with owl talk.
Yes.
All right. How does that? Do you do owl calls?
No.
Okay.
Well, I tried to do the barred owl call, but Peekaboo, the barred owl, he would look at me like, I'm so embarrassed
like a
for
teenager
you when you do that. So I've kind of given up.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And do you find they're responsive to that?
I think they're just more responsive to the tone of my voice.
Okay.
And they know kind of, just like any animals or humans, by the tone of your voice, what you're feeling, and, what they should be doing at that time. So.
Again, you might be able to meet Indy or some of the other feathered friends that they've got at the Marsh Haven Nature Center. Really any day of the week that they're open, but Sunday's their Earth Day celebration at Marsh Haven. The Birds of Prey, Wild Birds of Prey, is going to be at 1 o'clock, where you could learn more about birds like Indy over here. Crafts for the kids, what age group are you targeting for that there?
Well, we have coloring sheets for the littles up to more complex kind of crafts, and we even get some adults that sit down and do some crafts too. So we try to have a nice mix there for all ages.
Now, now Sunday's not the only day you're open. Why don't you take a moment to let our listeners know when you guys are open out there?
So we are open noon to 4 weekdays,
Okay.
and we're open Monday through Friday, and then 9 to 5 on weekends. So we are open now for the rest of the season through December, and 7 days a week. And so yes, come on out. We have a nice nature center with museum displays on the history and wildlife of the Horican Marsh area. And then a kids room with a wolf den that the kids can crawl in. That's the room that the magic doves live in, and the big bunny. And then we have our turtles and tortoises wandering around. And we do have a display bird of an American crow. Her name is Poe, and she usually caws at people when they come in. So yeah, we've got kind of a nice mix of neat things to see.
The Sunday Earth Day celebration, again, is this weekend at Marsh Haven Nature Center. You guys are on the northern two-thirds, if you will. Kind of would it be a section that's near the National
Yes,
Wildlife
we're
Refuge?
right across the road. I always say everything south and east of us then is a National Wildlife Refuge. So we are across the road from the refuge, or the auto tour. Many people are familiar with that. And so just everything across from us and next to us then is that beautiful National Wildlife Refuge.
And if so, Sunday you've got your Earth Day celebration. Saturday, I believe the national side of the refuge is having their Earth Day celebration.
Yes, so they are located out in County Z, kind of in that eastern edge of the marsh there, and so they are having David Stokes, who does a lot with amphibians and reptiles and that. And he's very kid-friendly, so he'll be doing some programs there. And they have a really nice trail that is very kid-friendly, their Sense of Discovery trail. And so a lot of neat things that kids can play on as they go hiking around. So yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff happening over at the marsh.
In this weekend, the name of the road escapes me, but one of the roads that's usually closed throughout the year.
Old Marsh Road
Old
will
Marsh
be open
Road.
for hiking and biking, yes.
Hiking, no cars or
No,
anything like
no.
that, but hiking and biking, and it's only this weekend, as I understand
Correct.
it. So
And then it will open again June, July, and August, but
Okay.
otherwise it is closed.
for the majority of the year,
Yes.
you're not going to have that opportunity.
Right, so-
so that folks like Indy here can be to themselves
That's
and
right.
do what they
yes,
do.
That's exactly right.
So again, that's this weekend. A couple observances for Earth Day. The Watermark has got a program again on Thursday on what the Marsh Haven Nature Center does. Let's look ahead a little bit to next month and June. So May and June, you have a wilderness survival series at Marsh Haven. What's that all about?
Yeah, so it's something, we have a new volunteer, Dawn Harmson, that she came in with the idea of, hey, I'd really like to do this, and do some get out on the land and learn about starting a fire without matches, learning how to purify water, and making a shelter, and then food, foraging, going out and finding food from nature. And so we're opening it up. It's very family friendly. So it's kind of for families to come out together, but it is also for individuals too. So it's really open to any ages, and we're running the series 2 weekends in May and then 2 weekends in June. And so people can come to one or all 4. And we do have information on that on our website or also on our Facebook page. There's an event for it. But it seems to be very popular, people wanting to know things like this of what can we eat if we get stuck in the wilderness, and how can we survive. And so we thought it'd be a fun, family-friendly thing to do.
Each week, it looks like, has kind of a different theme.
That's right, yes. So looking at 1 week, it'll be shelter building, and then it'll be fire building, and then how to purify your water, and then the last one will be on foraging or food.
Excellent, very good. Do you have to sign up for that in advance?
We are asking in case we get too many, then we do have to limit numbers. So pre-registration is required, or not required, but requested. And if there's still room, then we'll get you in.
Now, you said he's blind.
Yes.
So is he? Do we know the extent to which he is?
His left eye is completely blind.
So the eye that would be
Yes.
facing me right
Correct.
now. So
Yes.
What are their auditory senses like?
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. So he knows you're there,
Yeah.
and he hears you, but he's just ignoring you and hoping you go away.
So he's just like my wife. That's good to know. He's very docile now, it seems like. He's not, as far as you know, you wouldn't feel like he's intimidated. Does he get his feathers rustled easy?
Well, his tufts are up, those little feather tufts on his head.
Oh, that's not normal.
That's kind of alert.
Are those his ears?
They're not his ears.
Okay.
No,
They're
and
his
they're not.
tufts.
Yeah, they're his
Okay.
feather tufts. They're feathers.
All right.
He can raise and lower them depending on what mood he's in. So right now he's very alert. He's looking around and checking everything out, but he's not concerned. He would show signs if he was stressed, and so right now he's aware, alert, and taking it all in.
Now, do you pet the owl? Is that
No.
something that you would normally do?
Nope. They don't do that in the wild, and they don't know what that means. It's not like your dog or your cat, where they like it. So, Barbara was always very adamant about, I meet these birds on their terms, and I personally would not do anything that would break that trust that we've developed. And, as much as I would love to, I won't, because that's just not.
You'd be crossing a line.
It would.
In
It
a
would.
sense.
Yes.
What else have you learned from Barb Harvey and the time that you got to spend with her, and now getting back to kind of look back at some of the things that she's done over her career? What are takeaways that could be shared with our listeners, maybe on an Earth Day like today?
Sure. Well, especially thinking Earth Day, Barbara she loved trees, and she planted thousands of trees up at her property. And so just that when I see a tree, she always said, a tree, if you plant it today, it needs 30 years to grow to be big and strong enough to hold a nest of a red-tailed hawk. And so it's like, yeah, we better get started, because it's not instant gratification. So planting trees is something that, she loved, and she said planting a tree is a gift back to the land. And so that's something that, sticks with me, and just her respect for everything in nature, how it really does have a place. And even opossums, people think, what good are they? They do a lot of good, and they're all part of that part of nature, and they are here for a reason. So I think just that deep respect that she had for every part of nature is something that I've grown to appreciate, and especially when I get to work with these birds, and I again keep that idea of meeting them on their level.
And his tufts are up once again.
Yes, they are.
You can see that on the video stream at dailydodge.com if you're listening to us on AM 1430 WBEV. And if you can't get to a computer right now, that is something that will be on there permanently on dailydodge.com after today's program. You can help spread that message that Barb Harvey had by bringing your kids out to the Earth Day celebration this Sunday at Marsh Haven Nature Center. And again, you've got that Wilderness Survival Series at Marsh Haven in May and June. June and July, you've got a couple of your bird camps up again this year, it looks like.
We do. So we've done bird camps in the past, and this one we're doing two, one in June and one in July, and we're kind of focusing on the younger kids, again, to get them excited about birds and about getting out in nature. And then we're starting something called Critter Care Camp, which is brand new this year. Oh. And again, our animal ambassadors have been very popular, and a lot of kids like animals. And so this is an opportunity it's kind of like being a keeper for the day kind of thing. So they get to come in and learn what it takes to care for the many variety of critters that we have. So getting their food ready, going to feed them, and making enrichment toys for them, and learning how to handle different types of animals. So it'll be very hands-on with our critters.
Well, what is the time span for those camps? Is that a morning, afternoon, a little bit of both?
It's a 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, all right. You need pre-registration for
yes.
that, I would imagine.
That's right.
And the age group you're
So the bird camp, we're looking at kind of ages 6 to 10 years old, and then the Critter Care Camp, just because it is so hands-on, is more of the like 10 to 14.
Okay. All right, very good. And that is going to be June 15th and 16th and July 13th and 14th. Is that both? Is one on the 15th and 16th? And
correct, yes.
So Critter Care is the 15th and 16th?
And then we flip-flopped it for July. So if somebody couldn't make it on a Sunday, then they've got the opportunity for a Saturday the next month. So.
All right, very good. So all this stuff that we're talking about, I imagine, is on the Marsh
Haven
website?
website or on our Facebook page.
And, it's kind of like creating tomorrow's volunteers. It seems like.
Yes, and just again, making that connection, that's so important.
And you need volunteers, as we mentioned in the first segment. That's something that could always be used over at Marsh Haven Nature Center.
We do. So if you like nature, if you like working with people, if you like working with animals, if you just like to be out on the trails, we've got a little something for everybody. So we can always match your skills and your talents with some of our needs. So.
Marsh Haven Nature Center hours again?
So we're open Monday through Friday, noon to 4, and then Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay. Are weekday volunteers needed, or are the volunteers just needed on the weekends?
Both.
Okay.
Yes.
7 days a week?
Yes.
You go out there 7 days a week,
don't
yes. you, Renee?
Of course.
Yeah. You're out there 365 too, aren't you?
Usually, yes.
Spare maybe a holiday or so, right? Again, folks can find out more online. Earth Day. You had a simple message at the start of the program. Think about that reusable coffee cup. Bring that canvas bag with you instead of taking plastic bags from the grocery store. So many things that we could talk about on a day like today. Maybe wouldn't hurt to mention a few others.
Yeah, so just, again, very simple things of looking at maybe not using so many things that are disposable, getting something that you can reuse over and over again to stop throwing things away all the time. And going back to Barbara Harvey, plant a tree. This is a great time of year to get some trees going so that maybe 30 years later you'll look up and you've got a family of red-tailed hawks living in there. And again, simple things. If I do something and you do something and your million listeners out there do something, think of all the impact that we've just had. So.
Right, baby steps.
That's right.
Just
That's right.
Think about your own footprint for a while.
Yes.
On this planet. That's a few good things to take away, I think, from this conversation. We're of course blessed to have working the camera today. Again, if you're just joining us on AM 1430 WBEV, we're video streaming, and you can meet Poppy the opossum, or Indy the screech owl. You could see them in video format. Thomas, are there any questions that you have percolating during the course of this conversation that you want to make sure that you ask on a day like today? No, shaking his head no. True radio fashion, off mic and off camera, merely shaking his head. Renee, we can't thank you enough for bringing your friends with us today.
My pleasure. I always love it.
Leave us with some parting thoughts, if you would, on this Earth Day special.
Well, Barbara always ended all of her programs with the simple statement of respect.
All right, and we can leave that here as well. Respect our earth. You can find out more and maybe teach your kids a little something as well. And you don't need kids to show up to any of these things that we're talking about either, do you?
It's open for everybody.
The Earth Day celebration is at Marsh Haven this Sunday. Creepy, crawly, and cool reptile program is at 11 a.m. The Wild Birds of Prey, where you might get to meet Indy, is at 1 p.m. There's crafts for the kids, milkweed seed ball, scavenger hunt for young, old?
Everybody.
Scavenger hunt for everybody, prizes. You can hike the trails out there. And then don't forget that Wilderness Survival Series at Marsh Haven is in May and June. The Critter Care Camps and Bird Camps are in June and July. Volunteers are always needed. They need funds to be able to keep doing what they're doing. One of the ways that you can help with their mission at Marsh Haven Nature Center is to go to the Pizza Ranch tonight. A portion of the profits will be given to Marsh Haven Nature Center. They're also going to have a crafts and information table out there. Volunteers will be staffing that. And the profit from the evening sales, again, does go to Marsh Haven Nature Center. And then this Thursday at the Watermark, you can learn a lot more about Marsh Haven as well. Then Downtown Beaver Dam's Earth Day program is on Saturday from 10 to noon. You're going to be doing something with that as well?
Yes, I'll have creepy, crawly, cool critters there.
All right. And I do know we've got folks from Downtown Beaver Dam Inc. on the program tomorrow to talk more about Beaver Dam's Earth Day celebration, so we'll be looking forward to that. In the meantime, Renee, I want to thank Poppy, the opossum, and Indy, the screech owl, for joining us on the program today, and thank you so much for bringing them out.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Once again, Renee Wallin is the executive director over at the Marsh Haven Nature Center. More information is on their website, which again is?
marshhaven.org.
Excellent. Very good. We're not quite wrapping things up here, though. We are going to end the video stream with this segment. We've got a pre-recorded segment of Community Comment right around the corner that we'll be bringing you. But again, we do want to thank Poppy and Indy and Renee for joining us on the program today. That's going to do it for the video stream. Make sure you keep your dial tuned right here on AM 1430 WBEV for more Community Comment in just a minute.
Jockeys and juleps, hats and bow ties. Celebrate the fastest 2 minutes in sports at Hospital Foundation's Derby Day event. It's a festive Kentucky Derby-themed evening with proceeds to benefit the BDCH hospice program and provide a designated space for hospice patients. Derby Day at Old Hickory Golf Club is Saturday, May 4th, starting at 4 p.m. Reserve your seat today. Visit bdch.com or call 887-4851. That's 887-4851.
American Legion Post 146 will hold their annual chicken dinner at the Beaver